Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And the content that I'm going to show you today is something that is breaking as of last night and honestly could shape up to be a bombshell in the presidential campaign, which would be amazing because then Kamala Harris and Tim Walz would have more problems. We're talking about RFK Jr. potentially dropping out and endorsing Trump and joining forces. The things that I'm about to show you are going to make a tremendous impact if it happens. And the spoiler here is Trump is kind of going, yeah, let's talk about that. Everything I've got for you is linked in the description box below. I can't wait to hear what you guys think. And of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on if you want to spread this freedom to and fro. And let's get into it. The New York Times, people. All right. Unless you guys are living under a rock, you know that Kamala Harris and Tim Walz are running against Donald Trump and J.D. Vance. One, Kamala Harris and Tim Walz are very, very big on gun control. Therefore, they must not win, at least in my opinion. So, this is where RFK Jr. enters. So you guys may remember the backstory here. RFK Jr. was pretty much screwed by the Democrats for the several months leading up into the nomination process, into the electoral process, into the whole ballot process. Didn't get Secret Service protection, was being sued by Democrats to stay off the ballot, like all sorts of things. And they were lambasting him for daring to let Trump win, right? Well, now that the polling is shifting away from Kennedy and Shanahan and his VP, they have some interesting things to say. Check this out. This is really a big piece here. Kennedy's running mate suggests they may drop out of the presidential race and endorse Trump. Okay, so first thing off the get. If that happens, Trump gets the endorsement of the libertarian/independent area, and that kind of moves into his column potentially, right? That means they're not moving into Harris's column, and you've only got two candidates now, most of which is pulling from Trump, according to their own research here. I'll show you in a second. That would be a seismic shift, only 2.5 months out before the election. But let me continue. Former President Donald J. Trump said in a television interview that under those circumstances, potentially dropping out, he would consider a role for Robert F. Kennedy Jr. in his administration. So, you guys know what that is. You know I love politics. You know I love telling you the things that are going to impact our gun rights on a bigger, broader level. That right there is, I'm considering dropping out. I'm going to put it out. Just let everyone know it might happen. I might drop out. You never know. The world's crazy. But if I did hypothetically drop out, who cares if I do that? Yeah, Trump takes like an hour and he's like, I would be willing to love to discuss with you something about a cabinet position I have over here. Maybe in a beige. A gold color? Yeah. Well, look at this. This is politics at its highest order. Check this out. This is horse trading is what this is called. So as you can see, August 20th, 2024, this broke yesterday. Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s running mates said in a podcast interview that they were considering dropping their struggling independent presidential bid and endorsing Republican Donald J. Trump, blaming the Democratic Party for what she said was a sabotage of their campaign. So there's a personal reason of why they would drop out and go for Trump. Democrats screwed him. He's pissed. So he puts out a little floater with his VP on a podcast yesterday, and Trump seizes the bait. Check this out. Hours later, former President Donald J. Trump said he would consider giving Mr. Kennedy a position in his administration under those circumstances. What that is Donald Trump seeing an opportunity and seizing on it. Listen to what he said. Quote, I like him a lot. I respect him a lot, Mr. Trump said in an interview with CNN after a speech in Michigan. I probably would if something like that were to happen. Guys, what you're seeing right now is quite literally negotiation through political, news articles and news sources. That's what you're seeing. This New York Times thing is even more of it. The campaign is running out of money. Its poll numbers are falling, and its efforts to secure ballot access across all 50 states have hit repeated snags. It's a dead campaign. That's the whole point. But when you go down here, this is where it starts to pay off. Listen to what she said. This is from Shanahan. This is the VP, the running mate of RFK Jr. Listen to this. There's two options that we're looking at, Ms. Shanahan said. One is staying in, hoping to get 5% of the vote to establish a viable political party that will have more access to money and be able to get into an election ballot in 2028. But we run the risk of a Kamala Harris and Walz presidency as we draw votes from Trump. We somehow draw more votes from Trump. In that little line right there, she's telling Trump, hey, we're drawing more of your votes. We would love to stay in, but we understand if we can't because we're having some serious problems. But we run the risk of a Harris-Walz presidency. Those are the people who are saying we might drop out and we might endorse Trump. Trump comes in and says, yeah, I'll give you a cabinet position. You think they're going to resist that? Guys, my political instincts say he's going to drop out and he's going to endorse Trump. Because that right there, we can't win. We'd love to see it. But Walz and Harris are horribly bad. But maybe if there's something for us, that's exactly what this is. And one more thing that I want to bring in here as I show the last two pieces. She continued, or we walk away right now and join forces with Donald Trump, or we walk away from that and explain to our base why we are making this decision. It's not easy. I'm telling you, all Trump's got to do is sweeten the pot. That's what's happening behind closed doors right now. There have been phone calls. I have not been a part of them, but there have been. Quote, we wanted to win. We wanted a fair shot, Ms. Shanahan said of the presidential bid. The DNC, Democrat National Committee, made that impossible for us. She accused the Democratic Party of planting insiders into our campaign to disrupt and create actual legal issues for us. Okay, so let me just recap this for you really quickly as we go through this. Floating the idea of dropping out and endorsing Trump. Saying and admitting they aren't even on all ballots, they don't have any money, and their campaign is dwindling. They haven't said they're not in anymore, but they float the idea that they might. Trump says, yeah, we would love to talk to you about having a cabinet position because I like you. You're a smart guy. Then she says we pull more from Trump than anybody else, which again is a nod towards Trump. And then she says, and we also don't want a Kamala Harris and Tim Walz presidency because that'd be bad. Followed up by the DNC pissed us off and really tried to screw us and sabotage our campaign. Guys, how many more ways till Sunday do you need for them to blink and say, hey, we want to go Trump. We just need the incentive to do so. And Trump is clearly seeing that. Now, what would that do to our entire electoral fight that we got going on right now for the presidency? If they're pulling more from Trump, and that's coming from inside the campaign, from the VP candidate on the RFK Jr. ticket, they're pulling more from Trump, those votes will probably go towards Trump again because they're more likely to go towards Trump than they are towards Harris. More likely, I can't guarantee that. Then you get an endorsement because they can say how bad the DNC and Harris is. Guys, this race is like 10,000 votes in some swing states. Like this is a tight race. That is a game changer. That is what you call a seismic shift, and that would be an interesting little piece right there, and the polling would jump all over the place really quickly. And that is what I have for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.